Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between IdrA and noobert here on Tornado. Topish side of the map, and the right side is the teal Zerg player. It is noobert, and on the bottom right is the orange Terran player IdrA. Now, you're probably here because of IdrA Rage, but unless somebody talks to him in the early game or he loses the match, he's pretty quiet. So let's see what happens. All right, so TVZ can either go one of two ways. He can start out bio, transition into mech, do bio the entire game supported by science vessels, or just start out as meching. So did I say two ways? Maybe three ways here. I've never seen somebody start out mech and then transition into bio, but maybe one day we will. If this is your first time to the Falcon Paladin channel, first of all, welcome. Enjoy your stay. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see 5 days a week of Brood War content here in the StarCraft Remastered client, digging out old replays from eras past and putting them in the Remastered client here. Man, I like doing this a lot, you guys. A lot. If I didn't like doing it, I would not be doing it. Let's just say that. Pool first here. Out of a noobert. Actually, hang on. Overpool. Overlord into pool. Here at about 9 supply. So he's planning on being a little bit aggressive because I don't know. Maybe he's preparing for a proxy barracks? Could be. Let's see how early he takes his gas. Shall we? Kind of like this. Oh, wow. He's going pool into hatch instead. All right, man. So hatchery coming down. SCV blocking the path. SCVs attack more quickly, which means they hit harder because they can't regenerate health like probes and drones can. So in a straight-up one-on-one fight, this SCV will win that battle every day of the week. A second drone has to come in to try to get some damage done on this guy. Pretty decent micro here from noobert. I don't know who noobert is, by the way. I'm trying to mention that earlier, but I forgot. Noobert is a guy, no idea. Apparently he's good enough to play against IdrA on the ladder back in probably 2009 or so, which is, I believe, when this replay is from. But yeah, his APM is about 400, well, 300 at the moment. IdrA's is at 400 because IdrA's a crazy person. And is he seriously being aggressive with slowlings? He is 100% planning on being aggressive with slowlings. Interesting opening. This Overlord. Oh, is he bait? Hey, come chase me out here, Marine. You'll be fine. So 4 lings coming in. SCV's blocking the path. Oh, this is so good. We see this a lot. It's just a classic maneuver. You block the path, and SCV dies, but the lings don't get inside the house and murder everyone. So what is good for everyone is good for everyone. Sorry, SCV, you had to sacrifice your life for that, but it's cool. Totally fine. Finally getting an extractor. Going for a macro hatch here, too, is noobert, and his natural is coming up just fine. So, I don't know. These lings aren't accomplishing a whole lot. I guess they are making it hard for IdrA to line his natural base when he wants to do that, but his command center's not done yet. He's still continuing to produce, well, SCVs, I guess, to replace the one that he lost and continue to saturate the main and saturate the natural. That's something you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is just saturating the natural, or your main base, a little bit, like an oversaturation, so that when your natural base is done, you can just transfer a bunch of workers down and you still have full saturation on your main, and then your natural is looking pretty good there too. That is called a Maynard transfer. We do see it from time to time. It was more popular back in the early 2000s than the late 2000s and today, but still not bad. So this map is Tornado. We've cast some good games on this map, some ZBTs, some PBTs. I believe, who did we cast on this map that was really interesting? I want to say it was Sky. It was like Sky versus a Terran player. I'm really struggling to have somebody come to mind here, but it was a good PBT. Not a lot of super wide open spaces for Terran here and their tanks and whatnot, and you know, for Zerg for their surrounds. It's kind of some narrow areas like these little canyons we're seeing here, and kind of through here too with this ramp. This is a lot of Zerglings out of noobert. Holy crap, this is a lot of Zerglings out of noobert. Is he gonna jump on this? He's trying, but the SCVs providing the wall. Oh, IdrA, your control is so good. So good control there. SCVs in the front. No Marines go down. Zerglings are like, we wanted to kill some Marines. No, not allowed, says IdrA. I'm surprised IdrA hasn't said anything about this. I mean, the player's name is noobert, so it's not like he's advertising himself as an incredible player. That was not a great use of resources. This is a lot of Zerglings that could be used for drones. This is enough Zerglings to, like, almost make a third hatchery at a third base location, which, I don't know, could do. The Zerglings make it kind of hard for the Marines to move out here, although they are getting stim. Man, even the reaction time from IdrA is just super good. Hopping up there, Zerglings going after SCVs. No, says IdrA. Spire on the way. Second gas coming in. Going to go for some muta harass, but IdrA should be just fine. Honestly, engineering bay on the way. Fire bats in production to deal with the heavy ling count that he's been dealing with, and these Zerglings are dead. Never mind, they ran. Only one Zergling died. Not bad. Not bad reaction time from noobert either. I mean, this dude has about 400 APM, which IdrA's fallen to about 300. So again, this dude is playing fast. This dude is playing fast. He probably wants to try to take a third here if he can, but he needs these 3 Sunkens up now in case IdrA pushes out with this, which he's got stim, man. He's got medics. He could if he wanted to, but at the same time, there's a lot of Zerglings on the field, and jumping onto these Sunkens when there are Zerglings ready to wrap around the back and ruin you is not a good idea. And I think IdrA might be worried about that. He is getting range, U-238 shells. Range really good against things like Sunkens, really good against things like Zerglings, just because, well, you can shoot from further and you don't die as fast. And just range is a good upgrade to get in RTS. Speed is a good upgrade to get in RTS too. 4 Mutalisks at a time in production. By at a time, I mean entirely. 4 mutas, 5 mutas on the way now. Missile turrets in production because you just need to start the turrets when the Mutalisks are about to fly at your face. You can figure that out by the timing on the Spire. It does take some time for a Spire to finish. So if you see a Spire coming up and it just started, you don't have to worry about turrets, man. It's not until the Spire is done and then the Mutalisks start producing that you need to start your turrets, and then you're good to go. See? Totally fine. 3 turrets and a bunker at the natural base. That is muta-proof. At least this number of Mutalisks. If we were talking, 15 or 16 mutas, different story. But 5, definitely. And this, stacking the Mutalisks. Trying to harass a little bit here. Not bad. It did bait a stim out here from IdrA. Did not want to stim there, my guy. At all. Still no third base out of noobert. I liked that he didn't turn this creep colony into a Sunken because he didn't need to. Not until there was an imminent threat do you need to actually throw up that static defense. So that was pretty good stuff. Now, Lurker Aspect in research here now for the Zerg player noobert. Noobert. It's like Dilbert, but for noobs. I'm wondering if this is going to be something like the Liche Young replay versus IdrA, which, boy, golly. I posted that on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Really popular, actually. Got about 100 views out there on the Patreon page, and I only have about 300 patrons, so not too shabby. Actually, is that many? I'm not sure it's that many. Regardless, if you want to see that game, head on over to patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Pledge at least $1 a month to the channel and to the Patreon, and then you can have access to that game and others that have not been released to the general public yet. So you can feel special. This Zergling group, not bad reaction time again. Saving your Zerglings for something later is not a bad strategy here. Meanwhile, Evolution Chamber, Queen's Nest coming in from the Zerg player. Taking a third base over here, which I guess easier to defend with this ramp, especially with a couple lurkers up there. Yep, that's exactly what we're looking at here. So noobert making all the right moves. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with his hive timing. Pretty impressed with his Evolution Chamber here. This base is going to be really hard to mess with. And with the 3 Sunkens here and the Hydra support, soon to be lurkers, as that's one. It's not bad. noobert keeping tabs on this army too with his Zerglings. He's everywhere, man. He's got 380 APM. He should be able to keep tabs on this stuff. The lurkers are... Oh, the lurkers trying to set a trap. Are they going to go harass? They might go for some harass here, but that can be dangerous. Zerglings, and then backing out, losing a Zergling in the process. That's a minor win for IdrA. But noobert keeping his stuff alive is really nice. This is bait. This is bait from the movie Mad Max. Which, if you haven't seen the Mad Max Fury Road, that's what it's called. Fury Road with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy. You should watch it. It's an excellent, excellent movie from the last decade. It's only like 2 or 3 years old at this point, right? My brain, though. It could be 5 years old. I don't know. Time passes really fast for me. Time is a flat circle, etc., etc. Is he going to try to jump on this? I would not try to jump on this with this number of Lings and these Mutalisks at all. You don't have upgrades yet on anything. These are 0, 0 Zerglings and 0, 0 Mutalisks. Is he trying to bait? If you push them back into these lurkers, it'd be pretty good. Does he know these are here? If he sets up a tank in range of these and scans and kills them, I'm going to be very impressed. Like stupid levels of impressed if he manages to pull that off. Hive done. Defiler Mound coming in. Yeah, whoever this noobert player is, they know how to play Zerg. That's it. They're going to give IdrA a lot of trouble in this game. Is IdrA going to win? I don't know. I don't watch these before I cast them. I'd like to be surprised. And, he did scan. How did he know? Burrow, burrow. Well, all the lurkers are dead. And by all of them, I mean 2. So it's really just both lurkers are dead to be Englishly accurate. Englishly. Yes, that's what I like to say is Englishly. Boy, is it late. Okay, IdrA hasn't really made a serious push here at 11 minutes into the game. It looks like he's threatening to do so now. He's got 3 tanks, a ton of bio, Defilers in production, Consume coming in. This might be a perfect timing for IdrA when the Defilers aren't really in play yet. The Dark Swarm is not going to be a problem. The Plague is not going to be a problem. Consume takes a while to research. Scourge really trying to catch that Science Festival. Nice pullback. Beautiful pullback there from IdrA. Additional Sunkens coming up just so the bio can't stim directly into this and murder it all. The Lurkers are just buying time. They are super buying time right now. Tanks slowly but surely pushing up. We got Mutas and Lings maybe going to jump on this natural base. But there is just too much Terran. Too much Terran here. It's not going to happen, my guy. So the Sunken's buying time. The Lurker's buying time. Consume is almost done. 2 Lings. Oh, the Science Festival goes down to Scourge. That's a big mistake for IdrA. Can't lose that. That is extra vision available and detection, which means you don't have to scan. High ground Lurkers causes problems. There's your Consume. There's your Consume. There's your Dark Swarm. There's your Dark Swarm. And now maybe you need to get out of here. IdrA. noobert was able to buy the time to get Dark Swarm up. Is he attacking his own stuff? He's attacking his own lurker. Dude, no! Wow, he killed his own lurker. Okay, that's a problem. Again, this Ling Muta army is just not big enough to stand against really anything at this stage of the game. 1-1 for the bio. No upgrades for the tanks yet. The mech is not doing super well that way. Starport coming on in from IdrA. Another one for Science Vessel's left side base. In a lot of trouble. Did he irradiate? Oh, the Defiler. All right. A Plague, maybe. Dark. Oh, that's a beautiful Dark Swarm position. Oh, that was desperation. That Defiler was going to die. Threw down the Dark Swarm. Made it happen. Is there any way to save this? I'm going to go with no, but I think it's okay. I think it's fine. Right now, we're looking at a 4-basing Zerg versus a 2-basing Terran. So I would not sacrifice a lot to try to save this if I were noobert, and he's not. IdrA's happy killing the hatch, but little does he know there are so many hatcheries up for noobert right now. It is a 160 to 99 supply in favor of IdrA. He's got a really big, scary army. Economically, he actually has more workers than noobert does, but he doesn't have a 3rd base. Is he trying to get one is my question. Yeah, he's building a 3rd inside his home, and this is a lot of bio. And this is something IdrA does. IdRA's really comfortable with bio. I haven't seen him transition into mass mech before. He does love his tanks, but he loves his Marines very much as well. And he will lose a lot of Marines, but trade efficiently with them. Dark Swarm. Lurkers trying to set up here on the high ground, getting a tank out of there at the very least. And I mean, this is fine for noobert, honestly. How much time do you want to spend trying to get up this ramp and killing this base over and over again? Because I think we're good. Although sneaking on up. IdrA has a small group of bio, which is going to get destroyed by these lurkers if they engage, which why would they? Because there's no reason to. Yeah, Dark Swarm there. A couple spines on the medics. Another Dark Swarm up. Really impossible for these guys to actually kill the drones. So not a bad defense there. A couple Scourge go down, but overall, keeping the base alive is nice for IdrA. The rest of the army says, uh-oh, we need to wipe out this base. A plague would be great. No, not happening. A Dark Swarm would be good too. IdrA is doubling the supply of noobert right now. Setting up, really scary. Landing a third base behind this because that's what all the best players do is they expand while they're attacking. Because your opponent's not in a great place to mess with your expansion when they're defending with their very lives. Irradiate on one of the defilers. Dark Swarm is up. Lurker's trying to come in. They're catching irradiates too. Finding good irradiation targets now is IdrA playing this flash style, really. We have seen some really nice flash style out of IdrA here. And this is it, man. Tank Marine, Medic Science Vessel, maybe some Fire Bats if there's a ton of Zerglings out. But even then, I don't think you really need them. Good Dark Swarm, though. And again, just forcing the Terran player back. Third base lands for IdrA. These mutas could actually do some bad things to it. There's nothing defending it right now. There are also no SCVs. Again, noobert really wants this fifth along the left side. I like that these medics have stayed alive for as long as they have. I don't think he can hold it, though. I'm looking at it. I mean, oh, hang on. Maybe if you walk into these lurkers, though. Okay, noobert gets a massive victory there. But again, what IdrA, his strength in both StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 is his macro. He can lose battles like this. He can lose attempts to take down noobert's bases, but as long as he keeps making more stuff and trading fairly efficiently here with noobert, he can win this game. That's all he has to do. Again, these Mutalisks could cause a problem with his base, but noobert doesn't know it exists, therefore he's not doing anything about it. Nice Dark Swarm up again. Really fantastic Dark Swarm up out of noobert. IdrA's APM has fallen to about 270. Noobert sitting around 330 or so. Is there a plague? Oh my gosh, that plague! He caught everything in this group but one of the tanks. Okay, maybe a Marine. The medics are going to drain all their energy if they sit here, and they're doing it. They're sitting here. Dark Swarm. Lurkers handling this bio. This group is extremely injured and does not want anything to attack them at all. Look at all of this red. Look at all of this red here. The science, every one of the 5 science vessels, 6 science vessels are red. This is why Mutalisks exist, my guy. Oh my, the plague again. The plague again. Okay, seriously, these mutas exist. I'm not sure that noobert understands they exist, but if they flew over here, all these science vessels die. 171 and 105 supply. IdrA has a massive lead overall in supply here. A lot of bio dying here. A lot of these guys not very healthy HP-wise already. Way to get lurkers in there, though. But attacking right on up into the third. Scourge trying to take down the science vessels. They get one. They might have gotten 2 there as well. No Dark Swarm protecting those lurkers. They do end up going down. These Mutalisks hanging out are driving me crazy right now. These could be dead science vessels for IdrA. Hatch ends up falling 174 to 106. Total supply right now. Zerglings trying to do some stuff up here, but not accomplishing a whole lot. Mutalisks here to defend against a drop, but that's not really your purpose right now. As it turns out, the Spire gets focused down by the bio. That hurts so much. That hurts so much. Only a handful of Zerglings and some Mutalisks are here to try to handle this. Nice Plague is going to help with it to some extent. They're going to try to take down the Evolution Chamber, which is researching Carapace, and BAM! They do cancel that upgrade. Everybody dies, but that's all that we get. Replacement Spire coming in. Got ourselves another Ultralisk Cavern. Did his first one die? Maybe it was right there and I missed it going down, but he's definitely replacing that tech. So the good news is he's got a left side base. It is still a 3 basing IdrA, just kidding, he just took a 4th base. So he's totally okay there. And again, IdrA, macro, insane. This production tab is never empty. Never empty for him. Did he repair the science vessels? He did not. So those are still really, really juicy targets. Look at how much damage they're doing. Look at how much damage they're doing when one Mutalisk could wipe out that whole group. Are there any Mutalisks left? I don't think there are. Nice irradiate on that drone. Oh, but Spore! Oh! The Spore Apocalypse! Takes down every one of the science vessels. Wow! Who needs Mutalisks when you can throw down a Spore colony? Oh, that was sick. That was such a great play. I'm not even sure that was intentional by noobert, but holy smokes, it worked out for him. More creep colonies here. Ultralisk has 5 armor. He's got +2 attack here. He's working on additional armor. More. Hey, look who has more science vessels. Yeah, this guy does. And these guys are not going to instantly die to a spore either. They all have really nice HP counts, actually. Preventative, irradiates going down on defilers, and ultralisks all over the place. I mean, there's just not a lot here. There is not a lot here for noobert. Packing right on in. This ultralisk trying to hang out. Can't make it happen. Lurkers can, though. Lurkers can definitely make it happen if you allow it enough here. And again, noobert's economy is great. He's got 51 workers on 4 bases. However, the problem is that IdrA now on 4 bases as well. His 54 SCVs doing quite well for themselves. And this 3rd base now protected by a squad of Marines and tanks. Because he doesn't need everybody on the attack. He just needs this group. Just making good trades. That's all he's up to. Irradiates this lurker, which has 6 kills and has caused problems for him enough. Oh, what a plague. What a plague. noobert has tossed down some of the best plagues I've ever seen. Look at these Zerglings coming in. If you're going to abandon the tanks, we'll wipe those out. Thank you. Absolutely. We will kill your tanks that have been plagued previously if you want us to. And noobert pulling closer, ever closer here. Oh, these tanks. They're pulling back to the Marines. That's what they need to do. Yeah, a lot of medics go down there. Tank supply still continuing to push on up. Again, IdrA producing 3 tanks and 7 Marines at a time here. At a time. Ultralisk. Going for it. Doing pretty well, honestly, with the Dark Swarm especially. This base might be in trouble. Let's be honest here. However, pushing up the middle here is IdrA. Coming on up to the natural base with a bunch of tanks. Like a bunch of tanks. This Ultralisk, though, not interested in dying today. He's got 8 kills. He's got 8 HP. 9 HP. Ultralisk tries to come in. No. Irradiating the Ultra. Splash damage takes it out. 124 to 133 supply. Suddenly, this Ultralisk doing some good work. However, this attack, if it succeeds, is really, really going to hurt noobert's attempts to get an economy going. He's got his new Spire here. Can he make it? Ultras and Zerglings in an open field here against some of these Zerg units not doing too poorly for themselves. Reinforcements come up, but not as many as there otherwise could be. Zerglings running into the meat grinder here. You can't be doing that. 3 Ultralisks, a Dark Swarm, another Dark Swarm like right here would be pretty good. But yeah, the Ultras are dying. This is just too many tanks. This is, even with out upgrades, these are just too many tanks. Zerglings coming down to wipe out this base. Dude, IdrA's in trouble. IdrA's economy is not good right now. This right side base is somehow still alive. I don't know how. Where is this Defiler going? I don't know either. Dark Swarm in a great position. Zerglings trying to come from all different directions to get on these tanks, but there's nothing here. There are just too many tanks. There are not enough Zerglings to do it. But this income is 0. This income is soon to be fairly close to 0. SCV count is falling fairly precipitously here. noobert's going to get the Ultralisk Cavern, which is a huge pickup. These science vessels are entirely unopposed. He needs to start making Scourge now. noobert does not have the gas to be making Scourge. His inability to replace this base is a problem. His inability to replace his natural is also a problem. Scourge, no! Do not engage here. Ah, they can't get the Ultralisks. Right side base, 3rd base for IdrA, has order restored to it by just a handful of medevacs for the most part here. Oh, is he going for a Ling drop on top of the production of IdrA while his front door is getting massacred? This is a good game. This is a fantastic TVZ. I really think that noobert has a chance to win this thing. Taking down the science, taking down the starports just so additional science vessels cannot be produced. Look at this fire bat response, though. This is a really nice fire bat response at the moment. Some science vessel or some supply depots are going to die. Yes, but look at this. Look who's cruising around, trying to go after more of these SCVs along the right side. Maybe trying to finish off the command center. Can they get it down to burning? 5, 4, 3, 2. The repair is good, and it does end up getting saved. Now, during that time, noobert should have tried to expand here, should have retaken his natural, but he's instead expanding down the left side, which I don't know that I can necessarily criticize him for. The problem is, this is so many tanks from IdrA. Remember how I was like, IdrA never goes pure tank? Never goes pure mech? This is as pure mech as I've ever seen him go. And even then, he's got a bunch of Marines, he's got fire bats, and he doesn't have any vultures at all. I guess he just does not believe in vultures in the tiniest of bits. So that's reasonable, I suppose, to not believe in vultures. This tank has got 3 kills. He's hanging out in the front door. This base is not happening. Again, the only income that exists for IdrA right now is on this right side with his 40 SCVs. However, tanks are incredibly cost efficient. You can murder a lot of Zerg with a single tank, and therefore you don't necessarily need as much income as your Zerg opponent to beat them all the time. Hydra's coming out now, which is easier to snipe down tanks from inside Dark Swarm if you have Hydras rather than, say, Ultralisks. But the problem is Dark Swarm expires eventually, and I think this just might be IdrA rolling through. If he can kill this base and this base, he's got it. He's got this game, laddies. Is he still... Man, more Zerglings along the right side. This is crazy pants. He must have dropped them. Do you plague the tanks at this stage? Oh, this is so much bio. This is so much bio and so many tanks from IdrA. It's just not even... This is not breakable. Unbreakable. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt style stuff here. Long distance mining SCVs, because why not at this stage of the game? That Ultralisk, again, out of the Dark Swarm, dead. Even in the Dark Swarm, splash damage still hurts you, guy. So this hatch is toast. This is the income right now. This base went down. This base went down. IdrA managed to wipe those out too. God, IdrA is just such a talented player. Just the map awareness and the macro ability, it's through the roof is what it is. These are fully upgraded Zerglings with adrenal glands. These are fully upgraded Ultras, but guess who's making a ton of fire bats to defend this? Well, that's right. IdrA is. Now, oh, the plague. And the lurkers in here. That shoves IdrA back, but he's continuing to push up this left side. Another Ultralisk Cavern is going to die in this game. Another one is going to die. The income from IdrA is nothing right now. This Ultralisk is getting on top of your fire bats and your medics, on top of your tank to wipe it out here too. Dude, this is a close game. This is an insanely close game right now. These science vessels are irradiating everything because that's what they can do. They can irradiate everything Zerg because everything is biological. You notice he didn't irradiate... Oh, he's irradiating this Ultralisk, which is helping him deal additional damage to this bio, but also kills him quickly. Fire bat down, tank down. We're base racing, but IdrA has this giant army, and noobert has a few Zerglings, is what he has here. These Zerglings are getting killed by their friends with a radiate. Oh, he's doing the boxer maneuver here, too. So the science vessel eraser move against those Zerglings. This Ultralisk, maybe another irradiate? Yeah, one more irradiate should do it here. Should wipe him out. Dude, IdrA, this is his army. This is it. He has 47 minerals. noobert still has income. Somehow... Oh, he's a long-distance mining over here. These science vessels are the MVPs of this match. They are. They're the MVPs of the match. He's just irradiating drones, irradiating science vessels, irradiating defilers. He's trying to Dark Swarm his drones to keep them alive, but it's not happening here at all. noobert has 43 supply, 4 drones. These tanks, again, oh, they have +2 attack. When the heck did they get +1 attack? They were +0 for a while. I guess Whatever. It's cool. All right, man. Here we go. Last hurrah of noobert. If he can break this, I think he wins the game, but that ramp is a death zone. Nope. Good game. noobert taps right on out, and IdrA is your winner in 30 minutes and 1 total second. Look at IdrA. Look at him. 47 SCVs, or 47 minerals, rather. 23 SCVs. Backed into this tiny little corner. But Mass Tank is hard to deal with. And noobert wasn't able to do it. He was not. The Science Vessel count was incredibly high, despite the 4 or 5 Science Vessels we saw die in this game. At the end of the day, there were 8 of them, and they were really good. Like, really, really good here. Not enough Scourge to handle them. Not enough Mutalisks to handle them. The Science Vessels were the MVPs of this match. Does this get an epic tag is the question. Because I do feel like IdrA outclassed noobert. noobert had some really good stuff going. If you can hold IdrA to have 47 minerals at the end of the game and 0 income after 30 minutes, you're doing some things right. But this army was just unstoppable. Unstoppable. I mean, noobert should not have engaged on this ramp. I would have much preferred. It's just, you can't, though, right? You're not going to have Dark Swarm because Science Vessels are constantly just irradiating. They're irradiating your Defilers over and over and over again. So you can't hide back here. You're just going to keep getting irradiated while the army marches up the ramp and gets set up. And your army's a lot smaller now than it would have been if you had just done it now. But this was bad, too. So IdrA just put noobert into a terrible position. I like that he wiped out these bottom left-hand bases. That was a really good play because noobert was counting on that income. And noobert not re-expanding here was a problem. And never re-expanding to his natural was a problem, too. He needed the gas income. Okay, even if it's depleted, it does supply you with some level of gas. So that would have been nice. But yeah, Ling Ultra, hard to do against a Terran who has a ton of tanks. It just is. You do a lot of drops. You do a bunch of plagues. Dark Swarms are good too in conjunction with the drops. But even with Dark Swarm, if you're just attacking into tank lines with Lings and Ultras, you're going to die. And we've seen that a lot more often than not. So end of the day, IdrA's your winner, 197,000 points to 185,000 killed, 595 Zerg units. Ended up losing 316 of his own of his 394. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good killing by noobert there. But it wasn't enough. Way more gas mined, way more minerals mined, and way more total spent from noobert. But again, the cost efficientness of the Terran army was enough. Was enough to do it. So we're looking at, I mean, geez, 45,000 resources spent for IdrA to 61,000 spent for noobert, and IdrA wins. Again, close game for sure. Definitely a close game. But, good golly. Amazing. Amazing stuff. All right. Well, that's going to be it from me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.